Welcome back. We are tracking a significant winter storm that is fast approaching the area. It's getting its act together right now across the Central Plains. But here's a look at our winter alerts. Again, this starts Sunday morning, lasts through Monday, and we have that winter storm warning where we are expecting the most significant impacts here across the northern half of the area. No, it is not an ice storm warning, but treat it as such. If you're in one of these areas, we're talking about a half an inch or more of ice. Same criteria to meet both that winter storm and the winter, same severity to get that winter storm warning or the ice storm. The reason why the National Weather Service went with the winter storm warning because there's just as much of a snow threat as an ice threat across the area. And then southern Kentucky, that's where we are expecting some rain to move on in and kind of limit the impacts. So I already broke this down, but I want to emphasize this again. This is a full overview of the entire area. It's going to start off as snow, band of heavy snow Sunday morning. Then you're going to start to see that freeze line work its way a little bit further northward, and we're going to start to see that ice developing in spots. Now that's sleet and freezing rain. Remember, sleet, frozen ice pellets that kind of bounce off the ground. We want to see sleet. That'll limit our ice and limit our snow potential, but it does look likely that we will see a corridor of some significant ice accumulation across the area, and then change over back to snow on Monday, and everyone's going to see those temperatures drop. A refreeze is likely, and then again, want to emphasize significant snow and ice likely with this system. Here's a look at our snowfall forecast: 6 to 10 inches plus here in the purple, and yes, it's a tight gradient. Lexington, you're right on that line. If the snow line stays a little bit further south, that will put you in the 6 to 10 inch mark. But if we see that freezing rain go further north than this, then you're not going to see that high-end snowfall amounts. Now you will with the first round. That could give us 2 to 4 inches plus for a lot of the area. Some of that could melt when we see some of this rain falling potentially later on. So again, it's a complete mess of a setup, but we'll show you what we're talking about here in just a minute. 3 to 6 inches there in the darker shade of the blue, 1 to 3 into southern Kentucky, and then less than an inch, around an inch or so for far southern Kentucky. Now the all-important ice forecast. This is for Sunday into Sunday evening, especially, where we're going to see this corridor of half an inch of ice. That could cause some numerous to widespread power outages where this half of an inch of ice corridor does develop. Northern Kentucky, this is a little bit of a question mark here because will we see sleet? Will we see freezing rain? Big question mark there. That's why that's a quarter to a half an inch. And then across southern Kentucky, you're going to see that glaze to a quarter, likely a glaze to a tenth of an inch. But there is a chance that that warmer air does not quite reach southern Kentucky, and we see straight freezing rain there. That's a low chance, but it's still possible. Here's our system. It's starting to work across the country. Kansas City's that battleground zone between snow to the north and that freezing rain and sleet to the south. And that's going to work our direction. So here's a look at Futurecast. Pay attention to the temperatures. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, not seeing too much impact. But by around 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock here from Lexington south and westward, here's this heavy snowfall band. And look at the temperatures, mid-20s. A snowfall ratio is not going to be 10 to 1. That's going to be 15 to 20 to 1. So this could put down a lot of snow in a short amount of time there Sunday morning. So advised to not be traveling during that time frame. Look what happens afternoon, though. Here comes that freezing rain. You've got temperatures into the 20s. That rain is that's melting because warmer air moves in above the surface, and then it refreezes on contact when you got temperatures well into the mid-20s. And watch how this freezing rain line just doesn't move. We've got that rain trying to move into southern Kentucky, but that freezing rain there along that corridor, that's what our major concern is here. And that could last through around midnight, if not a little later. I do think Futurecast is way too aggressive with these temperatures. We're going to stay colder than this. Could even keep that freezing drizzle chance around during the overnight hours. So not best to travel. Even Sunday night, it may look like rain. Don't treat it as rain. Treat it as a freezing rain potential. And then boom, here comes that backside snow as temperatures drop rapidly throughout the day. On Monday, it is going to be a cold into the day and likely slick spots all over the place. So your winter storm risks here. High risk for snow, particularly across northern Kentucky. A lot of impacts there. Travel impacts extreme. You've seen us use this for severe weather all the time, this kind of metric here. We hardly ever put extreme. Travel impacts are going to be significant, so certainly keep that in mind. High chances, particularly where we see that half inch or more of ice for power outages. That is a major concern. And then we have frigid temperatures moving in on the backside of that system as well. So certainly something to keep in mind. And here's a look at some of those temperatures. Look at the wind chill as you head into Tuesday morning. 10 plus below zero. That happens again once you head into Wednesday. So certainly some cold temperatures. There's a look at your full 7-day forecast. We've got that winter storm moving in tomorrow, backside snow with temperatures falling on Monday. And then we do have our eyes on another system that moves in Thursday and into your day on Friday.